Hey guys, it's Novinity, and today I am bringing you a tutorial series, actually. This is the first video in this series. It's just gonna be a little Roblox Studio Basics series, so that I can, bring a start to it. Yeah. So, we're just going to create a new base plate with this button here. So, real quick, if you haven't changed your layout already, your view may look like this. I'm going to just close these three on the left and expand out this one. Okay, cool. First of all, moving around your workspace. So, to move around, you can use WASD. To go up and down, you can use E and Q. E goes up, Q goes down. Scroll to zoom in. And right click to look around. And you can use all these together. If you hold down right click and use your scroll wheel, it'll change your camera speed. So as you can see, I'm very fast, but if I scroll down, I'm going slower. This is indicated with this little slider here. You may also use this little cube to go to a specific side. So if I hit top, it'll give me a top-down view. If I hit front, it'll give me a front view, and so on. This is the workspace. The workspace is where all of your parts will be visible in, and where the players will be playing. You can create pretty much anything in here. So what we're gonna do is just go up here and hit part. I'm gonna move this over here for better visibility. And now, there are 4 ways you can manipulate your part. One is with the select tool up here. You can just hover over it and click and drag. You can go to the move tool and drag it on a specific axis instead. So X, Z, and Y. You can scale it on a specific axis. So you can change its size. And you can rotate it, as you can see. Quick mention to the toolbox. The toolbox is very good for finding models and things that you can't create yourself at the moment. I would not recommend using things from the toolbox in your public game though, because a lot of the time they don't really fit what you're going for. So, say I wanted these trees. Now I have a bunch of trees. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Now, you can also create things within your Explorer. So if I hover over the desired parent, which is basically just the holder of your object, and hit the plus icon, you'll be presented with all of these objects. Now, we're not going to talk about all of these. We're just going to talk about part and script. But for now, I'm just going to create a part. So now I have 2 parts. This is a good time to talk about the properties panel. The properties panel is where you can change, well, the properties of your parts. So, brick color, you can choose from a predetermined set of colors. So you can make it this green. Or if you're feeling a bit more creative, you can go down to just color and click this little color box icon, and you can change it to anything you like or put in a hex code. The material changes, well, the material. So if I wanted it to be brick, then it'll be brick. If I want it to be pebble, it'll look like this. I'm just going to put it back to plastic though. Transparency changes how visible the object is. So 0 is completely visible and 1 is completely invisible. There's midpoints as well. Down to transform. You can change the size, position, and orientation values of your object however you please. Moving down again to collision. If you disable can collide, that'll stop it from being able to touch any parts in the world. So if I were to have this here and then drop this down and hit run, then you'll see it goes straight through and down into the void. Can touch is mostly for scripts to use, where you can have an object be touched, and then it'll create and it'll run an event. Down one more to anchored. Anchored stops the part from having gravity. So in this case, if I were to anchor this part and then run again, you'll see that it no longer falls. But if I were to unanchor it while playing, you'll see that it now falls and has gravity. If I were to move this over here and unanchor it, you'll see that it'll just fall straight off. And of course, this part has gravity too. Good. For this series, this is going to be quite useful. The output panel. As you can see, you wouldn't really see it anywhere on the screen currently, so you want to go up to View, and there will be this little area here. It looks different for some people. Some people have the words on it, and other people have just the icons. But if you have just the icons, you can hover over one, and it'll tell you what that icon represents. Just find this output icon, and click it, and this will open your output. Now, the output is where all of your scripts will log their errors, warnings, and anything you want it to log. It's very good for debugging, really. Now, just for the last little bit, I'm going to talk about the other systems in the Explorer. Just very briefly, just give you a basic overview of what they do. The players is where all your players in the game will be held. Lighting is where you can control your lighting in game and also give players screen effects. Material service is where you can create new materials or override current ones. Replicated first is where all objects within replicated first will be loaded before the rest of the game. Replicated storage is for storing objects that both the client and the server can see. Server script service is where all your server scripts will be, or nothing in server script service will be visible to the client. Same with server storage, except it's not for scripts. You can just store things in here. Starter GUI is where you can give players GUI when they join. Starter pack is where you can give tools to players when they join. Starter player is where you can set a player's starter character for when they join, or you can give them scripts for when they join. Mostly local scripts would go here. Teams is where you can put players in a team, and this is very good for sorting them. Say in a team-based game, you would have both players on separate teams, and this may also be visible in the player list. Sound service is where you can have global sounds, and text chat service is for text chat. Alright, that's about all I've planned to cover, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye.